Welcome everybody. Today we're going to be building our mini-verse Make It mini foods that we unboxed on our previous video. So that would be the three recipes that we see here. I'm going to go ahead and start with the cherry pie. I'm going to try my best to follow the instructions on this one. I want to see how it would look based on their recommendations or their recipe. For the jelly, I did open it prior because it is difficult to open, but I think it's best that it's difficult to open than too easy and have it spill before you even get to open your toy. So I don't mind taking that extra time to open the item, but let's go ahead and get some of this resin spread out. Remember, do not eat this. It's not consumable. Be careful. If you get it in your fingers, make sure you properly wash them. So we'll go ahead and add the cherries now. I'm going to help myself with the tongs to put the cherries on the pie crust. I just want to make sure we don't pour all of them if we don't need them. Definitely want to save some for other projects. I want to ensure that all the cherries touch the resin to make sure that they don't spill out later. Let's get these spread out a little bit. Oops. Clumsy me. Let's add some more. Again, let's just make sure they all touch the resin. It still looks a little empty. I think I'm gonna try and add a little bit more of the resin. It does take a little bit to pour out, but once it hits the opening of the container, it pours out very nicely, like honey or like a syrup consistency. I want to continue just to mix them with the resin, just to give the cherries that shine. I'm thinking we're going to add a little bit more resin. It looks a little empty. Maybe because I coated them, but I like the shine. So let's just be patient with it and see if more comes out. I hope so. There we go. Love the color and the shine. Let's mix them up a little bit, make sure it looks even. Make sure all the cherries are coated. You don't have to do that. Again, I just like the shine. Let's put everything away that we're not going to use anymore. I'm going to try and save these little cherries that I dropped just to see if we could utilize them in something else. I'm going to wash the tongs and the spoon. So this is what it looks like so far. I love the shine. I think they really did a good job with these products. It even looks very real to me for some reason, even though it's a toy, but yeah, looks good. I'm just gonna set it aside for a little bit. I don't have daylight, so if you do, you would just set that in direct daylight for 5 to 10 minutes. The spoon's clean now. I cleaned the tongs. I'm going to see if I use a UV light. I'm still thinking about it, but if we do, I purchased this UV light from Dollar Tree. It's a little lamp. It has its little legs to help it rise from the table. it definitely worked. So I did put it under the UV light for 3 to 5 minutes, and none of them fall out. I double checked. I did not directly touch the resin. I used the little tongs just to tap it to see if it was ready or not. Be very careful if you do use the UV light. Make sure you follow the instructions that come with it. But this is the finished product. Look at that pie crust. It looks so shiny, crusty, buttery. But here's the recipe. I think we did a good job. Again, I recommend this lamp. Dollar Tree, $1.25. Comes with its little legs, which will definitely help us with these type of products. But just make sure you follow the instructions. Be careful. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started on another one. Let's do the tart. I'm just gonna bring everything closer to make sure we can see it clearly. Here's the recipe. The packaging is really, really pretty and thoughtful. So this one comes with the lemon cream. I personally do not like lemon tarts, so I think I'm going to use the remaining resin if we're able to get any out for this one as well. You can follow the recipe or you can make them your own. That's what I loved about this product, that it allows you to definitely be creative, right? And personalize your product. So thankfully we did have some leftover resin. I really, really like this color. Very vibrant. It is easy to use once it is outside of the bottle, but just be mindful that it just takes time to pour out, but it eventually will. I'm going to do the same as with the pie. I'm just going to try and spread it out throughout the whole tart. I just want it to look even. Let's spread it out. We're almost there. I think for this one, I'm going to leave the fork in it. I'm going to add some of the blueberries. I'm thinking we're going to make like a very berry tart. So let's add some of these here. I'm using the tongs to add them. I think they really help not waste any product, as well as work and more easily access the ingredients. We had some leftover cherries, so I think we should add those. Sorry if you hear my puppy playing in the background. I'm gonna add some cherries. Oops, dropped one. There we go. A little bit more. I like how it's looking with the fork. I'm definitely gonna leave it. I'm gonna add some more cherries. I'm thinking I'm gonna add more berries too. I just want to make sure they're all coated. Let me get those added. Let's see. I'm debating on whether I add more cherries or more berries. I think for me, I can't really decide because I want to save some of the cherries, but I also don't want it to look too empty or too many, empty spaces without any product. I think I have more berries than cherries, so I'm going to add more berries and try to really space them evenly. I think we could maybe still fit a couple of more in here, but we'll see right now. I want to see how they look a little bit more spaced out. Yep, I'm going to add some more blueberries. There we go. I think it looks good. I think it's looking good. What do you think? Would you have followed the original recipe, or did you like the very berry recipe I came up with? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from y'all. Just making sure, again, just that it's even. What do you think? Looks yummy, right? Makes you want to bite into it, but don't. Remember, it's not edible. I think the only thing it's missing is a strawberry on top. So let me just close these, make sure they don't fall out. Set those aside. Put our strawberry jam away. And we didn't follow it as it said with the ingredients it said, but the concept is the same. So we're gonna set our tart. I didn't use any of the lemons. I don't like lemon tarts, and I don't think they would go with what I'm creating right now, but I think we could borrow a strawberry for now from our other mini verse ball. Oh yes, definitely. It is what it was needing. Yep. Let me just put these away, make sure I don't accidentally drop them all. I'm going to be using our UV lamp. I'm going to set it anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes. And we'll be right back. Time is about up. I'm going to remove the UV light. This is our end product for our very berry cherry strawberry tart. Looks tasty, doesn't it? What do you think? I'm just gonna set everything aside to get ready to build our final make it mini food item for today. Let me just put everything away. Definitely going to save the lemons and the berries for another project, or maybe use them on another one of the mini verse balls. We shall see. For now, we're going to do the strawberry parfait. Here's the recipe. So it does ask us to do it in separate intervals. We're going to add, I would say, about 1/3 of a way up of resin. It's supposed to be vanilla resin. Well, vanilla cream, but it's resin, so do not eat. I'm going to set it aside a little bit under the UV lamp and add a little bit more resin to it. I just want to make sure that the cake cubes don't sink all the way down. But hopefully it turns out how I would like, or how I envision it. The detail they put on these little cake cubes is incredible. So I'm just making sure the resin I put is evenly spread. I'm just tapping it here to get it across the glass or around the glass. I'm gonna add some cake cubes. I want to try and get them as close to the edge as possible, or to the glass or plastic. I really like how much detail they put in these. Right here you could really see the little holes and detail that they put into them. I think I'm going to add one more. Let's go ahead and add this one here. And then we're going to add some of the strawberries. But first I'm going to set it under the UV light just to see if it will help seal the last little bit of resin I put. Just to make sure again that the products don't get lost, that they don't sink. This is not something that is recommended by the company. This is just something I decided to do to make sure I get as close as possible to what I'm envisioning, but always follow directions on your labs and on your products. I'm going to add some of the strawberries here. I'm going to make sure, I'm trying my best to make sure they're towards the outside, just so that you could see them once the whole product is in there. Hopefully we can do that. Let's see. I've added 2 so far. I'm not too sure I should add a third. I don't know. Help me. I don't want to mess this up, y'all. I really don't. I'm going to add another cake cube. Yeah, I'm not too sure. This one definitely has me thinking. I think I just like it so much that I'm scared to mess it up. But let's add some more resin and see what happens. I think maybe I'm just going to tap it as much as I can to get any air bubbles out. Make sure it touches the strawberries. And then I'm not too sure if I want to add more stuff before I put it under the UV light again. I'm still debating. I'm going to add some more resin. You could still see the strawberries, so I think we're good so far. Trying to get all those air bubbles out. I'm noticing that one of the strawberries is starting to get really covered by the resin, and that's what I didn't want. But we'll work with it. We'll see what happens, and we'll take it from there. Just gonna put some more cake cubes, more strawberries, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe one more. What would you add here? Would you add more cake cubes? Would you add more strawberries? As you can see, this last one really has me thinking. I don't know what it was about this one. I don't know if it was just that I liked it so much that I was just scared to mess it up. But this one definitely had me thinking. I had my thinking cap on the whole time. I'm going to add some more strawberries. I'm going to put it under the UV light a little bit. Again, just around 2, 3, maybe a little bit more. 5 minutes, just to make sure the cubes don't continue to sink. I'm going to add the last bit of resin that I can to put the final cubes and strawberries. It really comes with a good amount of product. Don't get discouraged if your product doesn't come out of the container. It will. Just be patient with it. Again, just trying to get any air bubbles out. The strawberries, I don't know if you could see it here. It did create a little bit of a bubble, but I think that was a good idea, or it was okay that it happened because you get to see the strawberry versus it getting lost within the resin. Just trying to get a little bit more out to put more items on top. There we go. You see, as long as you're patient with it, it'll come out. It really will. This one, I'm going to also try and spread out the resin to all of its little corners and crannies, and I'm going to leave the spoon to give it the illusion of it being in the process of being consumed. Again, it's not not edible. It's just, for your dolls or for you, but not to consume. It's a toy. I don't know why I feel the need to say it, but sorry, I had to. I'm gonna add some more of the cake cubes. I want to save a couple, not sure if I will, just to see if we could add them to one of the other items. We'll add some strawberries. I really want the strawberries to show and not get lost, so I'm really taking my time on these. There's no rush. Take your time, enjoy it. That's the purpose of these toys, right? To enjoy them. To relax when you're creating your little desserts. Oops, that one wanted to run from me. But we're going to add it just because of that. I really like how it's looking. I'm going to add another cake cube. I think this will be my last one. I think that looks good as is. Just maybe another 2 strawberries. A sliced one, and I'm thinking I want to add the whole strawberry, but that one would be, I think I would want that to be under the spoon, but I think I'm going to have to put a little resin on top of the spoon to make sure it sticks. Let me try and get a little bit more out. There we go. I'm going to add the final item, and we're going to put it under our UV light, and we will be back. Just gonna put everything away first. I only saved one little slice strawberry. I hope when we open more of the mini-verse items we get more, but if we don't, it's okay. We had fun creating the strawberry parfait. I'm just waiting for it to cure. Alrighty, so here's our final product. If you are able to, you could see that you can see the cubes through the resin. It doesn't fall out. All of the items got very nicely adhered to each other. I'm going to see if by any chance I'm able to get some of the marmalade from our prior projects in the cake cubes, just to make it seem like it's some strawberry jam or syrup. I know a lot of cafes and a lot of different places, typically at the top they will put some type of syrup. I thought that would be a fun thing to add, but we'll see how it turns out. I used a toothpick. Please be careful. I'm going to cure it one more time just to make sure the last item cures. And here it is. What do you think? Nothing falls out. And you could see the strawberries. You could even see the cake cubes if you look closely. We have the jam, the strawberry on top. I think we did a good job. I hope you enjoyed it, you liked it. Get creative, relax, have fun. This is definitely my time to de-stress after work. And I think all of our finished products look pretty good. This is the cherry pie. Then we have our very berry cherry strawberry tart. And lastly, our strawberry parfait with a little strawberry glaze on top. Thank you kindly for spending some time with me. Please remember to spread joy and kindness, and see you next time.